Okay, imagine taking on the biggest, most powerful stories of your time, I mean the very foundation of your culture's religion, and basically calling them out as fake news. Well, about 2,500 years ago, one man did exactly that. His name was Xenophanes, and he wasn't just a critic, he was one of history's first and greatest mythbusters.
Now, really think about that question. What if everything you believed about the gods was just plain wrong? Back in ancient Greece, this wasn't some casual philosophical question. Oh no, this was a dangerous, maybe even blasphemous, challenge to the entire way society worked. But Xenophanes of Colophon, he asked it anyway. And in doing so, he set Western thought on a completely new path.
So, to really get just how radical this guy was, we have to start with the problem he saw all around him. Let's just call it what it was: gods behaving badly. Because, the divinities up on Mount Olympus, they had a serious image problem.
The stories from poets like Homer and Hesiod were the absolute blockbusters of their day. And how did they portray the gods? Well, it was basically a divine soap opera. They were jealous, they were petty, they were lustful, they were constantly scheming against each other. They were just like us, but immortal and with superpowers. All of our worst habits just magnified for all eternity.
And this is where Xenophanes just drops a bombshell. He writes that these revered poets, Homer and Hesiod, have attributed to the gods things that are a shame among men: theft, adultery, deception. He's not just politely disagreeing here. He is publicly accusing the greatest storytellers of his culture of painting the gods as nothing more than a bunch of criminals and liars.
And you know what? He wasn't wrong. The list of divine misdeeds was endless. Zeus was a notorious cheater, Hera was consumed by jealousy, and pretty much all the gods were constantly tricking each other over the most petty squabbles. So Xenophanes asked a really simple but profound question. Why should we humans even try to be virtuous when the gods themselves are so shamelessly immoral?
But here's the thing. Xenophanes wasn't just listing off complaints. He was a philosopher. He had a really deep insight into why we imagine our gods this way. He basically identified a fundamental glitch in the way we think, a problem of projection.
And this is where he gets so brilliant. Xenophanes realized the problem wasn't with the gods, it was with us. He understood that we were just projecting our own image onto the heavens. We were creating gods that looked like us, that acted like us, and that made all the same mistakes we do. He was one of the very first thinkers to put his finger on this idea we now call anthropomorphism.
And he proved it with such a simple, perfect observation. He pointed out that, hey, Ethiopians say their gods are black and flat-nosed, Thracians say theirs are blue-eyed and red-haired. Then he took it one step further with this amazing thought experiment. He said that if horses or lions could draw, their gods would look just like horses and lions. And with that one simple idea, the absurdity of it all just becomes crystal clear.
But see, Xenophanes wasn't just interested in tearing things down. He was a builder. After dismantling the old, flawed gods, he proposed something truly radical in their place, a new vision of the divine that was completely unlike anything the Greeks had ever heard of.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's stunning. He replaced Homer's messy, chaotic pantheon of emotional, bickering gods with a single, unified being. This new god wasn't human-like at all. It was abstract, it was perfect, and it was completely unchanging. He basically took the universe from being run by a dysfunctional family to being governed by a perfect, rational principle.
And what a concept it was. This is one of the earliest expressions of abstract monotheism in all of Western philosophy, and it's just breathtaking. An eternal, non-physical being. It's motionless. Not because it's weak, but because it's so powerful it doesn't need to move. And it governs the entire cosmos by thought alone. This was a monumental leap forward in how we think about the divine.
The point was absolutely clear. This god was fundamentally unlike mortals in body or in thought. It wasn't just a bigger, better, superhero version of a person. It was an entirely different category of being, something truly transcendent, way beyond our limited human understanding.
And this humility about understanding the divine, it led Xenophanes to an even bigger idea, a deep, profound skepticism about what we humans can really know about anything.
He saw the search for truth as this ongoing journey. First, we seek things out. Then, over time, through hard work and investigation, we discover what is better. We get a little closer, we improve our ideas, but, and this is his crucial point,
He believed we can never be absolutely 100% certain that we found the final perfect truth. His conclusion here is just wow. He says that no man has seen the clear truth, and even if someone accidentally did, he himself would not know it. Just think about that for a second. Even if you stumbled upon the ultimate nature of reality, you could never be sure. All we have are our beliefs, our best guesses. This is one of history's most powerful arguments for intellectual humility.
So why are we talking about a philosopher from 2.5 millennia ago? Because, and this is the incredible part, his ideas are still so unbelievably relevant today.
Yeah, let that sink in. These ideas aren't from the last century or even the last millennium. We're talking 2,500 years ago.
Think about his legacy. His idea of an abstract, perfect, singular God, it laid a foundation for monotheism. His idea of constantly seeking what is better, of improving our theories without claiming final truth, that is the very spirit of the scientific method. And maybe his greatest legacy of all, he's a champion for intellectual humility, a timeless reminder for all of us to constantly question our own assumptions.
Which leaves us with one final huge question that springs from his work. He argued that the ultimate destination, that perfect, certain truth, is probably forever beyond our reach. But he dedicated his entire life to the journey, to the search. So if the ultimate truth is unknowable, is the search itself still the most important thing we can possibly do?